Abbott and Prater, and Jackson's getting 4 or 5 runs at a pop, what we might see is Johnson come in and Jackson slide out to a wing. And now all of a sudden the defense is like, hey, wait, who do I key on? Because that guy just moved out there, and the linebackers, all you need is half a second or a second of confusion, and suddenly you've got a big hole.
Well, you talk about Bryce Abbott last week not getting a lot of carries either, but you could tell, fellas, when he did get a carry, he was really nursing that ankle. So that was one of the things we talked about, too. You know, Zane Gilbert went down in that game late with an ankle, and Bryce Abbott nursed an ankle the entire game. So I asked Coach Hooker, how they were tonight, and his comeback basically, he said they're good. They're ready to roll.
Good, and I think with Bryce, what you're going to see, you know, early on in his career, the role was different, but now his role is strictly this. It's going to come down to that tough yard or two we need on a 4th and 1 or a 3rd and 2. He is going to be the bruiser that we give it to.
Inside the 5 at the goal line.
Exactly, and you need him healthy. You need him ready for that situation. But it's a great problem to have. It's a problem that Coach Hooker probably loves having.
That's exactly right.
There's something that Bryce Abbott does not get credit for, and he should. This is a big, strong kid, and when you need a lead blocker, nothing makes Isaiah Jackson disappear than to have a fullback that you can't see around.
Essentially, it's another offensive lineman playing in the fullback position.
Exactly,
and that is a huge deal.
So when you give Abbott a 5-yard head start to hit a linebacker, it's no wonder Jackson doesn't get touched until he's 7 yards downfield.
Yeah. By the way, fellas, it's homecoming, so the week of preparation from Coach Hooker said it was really good, even with all the distractions that could be. Even with the game coming up, that these seniors have never beaten this in Northfield team varsity-wise. Yeah. Even with Tippecanoe Valley on the horizon, it was still a pretty good week.
That's good. Like I said, I mentioned before, these last 5 games are going to be the toughest stretch of games that we've faced all year. Every one of them is a conference game, and then you hit sectional. So it's going to be a tough gauntlet for Rochester.
The game that I'm kind of anxious to hear about tonight, and we won't get nearly half of it because of the distance they're traveling, is the Mechanical and North Central of Farmersburg game. North Central of Farmersburg, folks, has the 2nd leading rusher in the nation. And he's coming up to Bunker Hill tonight.
Yeah, that ought to be a pretty cool game. So a lot to look forward, a lot to see there,
That's going to wrap up the Rochester Iron and Metal pregame show on WROI. We'll take a break, come back with the opening kick next, 92.1 WROI. High School for Week 6 of high school football season, Northfield Norsemen and the Rochester Zebras. Mac, to finish up on the ball maybe not being big enough.
Yeah, what I think when it comes down to is this group, what they went through a couple of years ago, and the rough patch of with the losing. At the end of the day, right now, these kids, regardless of how many carries who gets them, they want to win. And I know they want to win. And at the end of the day, that's what matters, is getting the W.
Yeah, and I think that would be pretty cool for these seniors and the juniors as well, because they were a part of that 0-10 team. Yep. If they can run the table this year and they can go from 0-10 to 10-0, that would be amazing.
Amazing, exactly.
The Rochester Zebras won the toss, and they have elected to receive to start the game. So back deep will be Justin Riston, Hayden Prater, and Taylor Johnson for the Rochester Zebras, going right into the sun and against the wind in the first quarter. Brad Thomas, Kyle McLaughlin, I'm David Musselman. Week 6 just moments away from getting started. The week that was coming up at halftime. Chantal Rensberger, varsity girls soccer coach, coming up at halftime as well. This is a week, we recorded this last week to play last Friday night, but we didn't get to it. So we didn't obviously have an opportunity to talk about the girls soccer team champions of the TRC. So congratulations to them.
Awesome. Yep. Yeah. And I saw the boys side, Will Tone, all-time leading scorer now.
Broke his own record.
Okay, did he break his own record?
And Wade Schaefer is the all-time now assist record. Line drive kick. Johnson takes it at the 9. At the 20, at the 25. Johnson at the 30. And loses the ball. Picked up by Abbott. Bryce Abbott not only picks up the loose ball, but he advances it a yard or two. So it kind of looked like the game last night.
Wow.
Did you see the Cleveland game last night where the lineman picks it up and runs it 14 yards, under 2 minutes to play in the first half?
I did not see that part. Nope.
Coming back to this, though, that kind of bothers me. You know, the opening kickoff and we fumble.
Yeah.
We did this 7 times last year, fellas.
So Rochester will keep the ball. They'll start on their own 36-yard line, going to our left, ball in the middle of the field. Brady Perez, the senior quarterback, on the ball. Tight end left is Riston. Tight end right is Dalton. 3 backs in the backfield. The snap goes to Brady Perez, hands off to Jackson going right. Isaiah Jackson carries the ball across the Rochester 40 to the 41, giving 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Rochester Zebras.
And, you know, so the ball just probably shrunk to now you're back down to 2 backs because Coach Hooker saw the ball fly through the air, and Johnson might be eased into the game a little differently now.
He is not in there now. We'll go back to 2 tight ends. Nick Allen in the game now. He's a tight end left. Isaiah Jackson dots the I on 2nd and 5 from the 41. He gets the carry again going right. Another huge hole off the right side. Isaiah Jackson has enough for a first down, giving 7. And it'll be a Zebra first down. Credit the guys up front, especially on that right side of that line, including Bryce Abbott, the fullback.
Yeah, Abbott led that through the hole, but Gilbreth at the right guard, Tyler Walker at the right tackle, and Zach Graham in the center.
So B.J. Barnes brings a play in from the sideline. It's 1st and 10 for Rochester at their own 47-yard line, going to our left, which is right into the sun. Barnes comes wide to the near side. Power eye offset left for the Rochester Zebras. Actually, power eye to the left. The pitch goes to Jackson coming to the near side. He's got blockers in front. Jackson cuts it upfield. Falls into Northfield territory at the 48. So he's going to get 5 more to bring up 2nd down and 5 for Rochester. And as Isaiah Jackson's got a 5, a 7, and a 5 in the first 3 carries of the game.
Ever since Jackson came back from that injury at week 2,
he does look healthy, doesn't he?
He's had over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns in every game since then, and he's had the majority of the carries.
Now Hayden Prater is the eye back. Power to the right for Rochester. Prater gets the carry going right. Hayden Prater breaks a tackle at the 45-yard line, falls ahead of the Northfield 44, and that's going to be really close to the yard to gain here for another first down, but I believe he's just going to be a fuzz short. Giving 4, it'll be 3rd and 1 for the Rochester Zebras. Actually, they're looking across the way. That's got to be a first down. They started back here. Giving 5. Give Hayden Prater 5 on the carry, and a Zebra first down. They're now at the Northfield 43-yard line, going to our left. Riston goes wide to the right side. Hayden Prater split left. Taylor Johnson now in the backfield with Abbott, and split behind Brady Perez. Wilson Dalton is tight left for the Rochester Zebras. 9:50 to play in the first quarter, no score. Rochester 1st and 10 at the Northfield 43. Here's the handoff to Abbott. Abbott over the left side, stood up by Northfield, and it pushes the pile ahead to the 41.
You want to talk about how strong Bryce Abbott is. He had 4 or 5 white jerseys on him, and he made the pile move another 3 yards.
So it'll be 2nd down and 8 for Rochester. Ball at the Northfield 41-yard line. Ball in the middle of the field. Wade Schaefer, in case you're wondering, kicking into the wind 35-yarders before the game. Rochester breaks the huddle. Nick Allen go wide to the right side. Flanker left is Prater. Flanker right is Johnson. Lone back is Abbott. Prater goes in motion to the right side. He gets the carry. Gets the pitch going right. Prater down the right side. Crosses the Northfield 35-yard line and gets to the 31-yard line. Give him 9 and another Zebra first down.
What he also does, he just changes the dynamic of everything on offense. You know, you get used to Jackson and Abbott, the way they hit the hole, their speed, and then he's just a little bit faster, and the defensive guys are just a touch slower getting to him. And that is so hard for kids to adjust between the differences of our running backs as well.
Yep, you're right. Barnes goes wide to the left side, 12 on the play clock. Plenty of time for Brady Perez. Same setup this time for the offense. Perez under center. On a jet sweep, fake to Prater, gives to Abbott up the middle. Bryce Abbott is spun down at the Northfield 26-yard line, so give him 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Zebras.
Early on, the Rochester offensive line is manhandling the Northfield defensive line. We're pushing them off the line, and it's 5 yards every time. And so far, what you're seeing is right now, our boys up front want it. They want to put this opening drive in the end zone.
You're right.
This is play number 8. We've only had one that's been less than 5 yards.
15 on the play clock. Brady Perez with 2 tight ends, sets the line of scrimmage. Takes a snap quickly, gives to Jackson in the backfield. He's going to be dropped for a loss.
Unbelievable play there.
Somebody missed a block there, I think.
Jasper Donaldson for Northfield blew the A-gap up. Nobody touched him, and he stuck Jackson in the backfield for about a 3-yard loss.
It'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Zebras. The ball spotted at the Northfield 27-yard line. On the far hash, which is the Northfield sideline. Brad Thomas, Kyle McLaughlin, I'm David Musselman. Nick Allen will go split to the right side, short side of the field. Hayden Prater comes wide to the near side with 10 on the play clock. Isaiah Jackson dots the I. Dalton is tight left for the Zebras. On 3rd and 6, fakes a handoff. Here comes some pressure. Brady Perez looking to run it around the near side, looking for the edge. Brady Perez stiffs arms a defender, runs out of bounds. Where did he go out of bounds? The ball is going to be spotted, I think, shy of the 20.
By about a yard.
But it's going to be close to the 20. Giving 5 yards. It looks like it'll be 4th down and about 1. Ball at about the 23-yard line of the Northfield Norse.
The Northfield DB there did a good job holding leverage on the outside. He did not come up to try to tackle Perez. He simply used the out-of-bounds line as an extra defender and forced him out.
Boy, back those ends got up in the field quickly.
Very quickly.
They did.
Rochester will go for it on 4th and a long one. 2 tight ends, straight T backfield. Perez takes a snap from Graham, gives to Jackson. Isaiah Jackson's got a 1st down over the right side. He carries it inside the Northfield 20, down to around the 17. 1st down, Zebras.
Is that about the 7th or 8th 4th down conversion Rochester's had this season?
This year, yep.
Yeah.
The key is the 3rd down play, manageably. Perez getting the positive yardage
short,
and making it manageable where we can get it.
And that could have been 3rd and 12 real easily after that Perez run.
Yep.
1st and 10 for the Zebras at the Northfield 17-yard line. I-backs for Brady. Flanker to left is Prater. Here's the pitch to Jackson going left. Isaiah Jackson cuts it back inside the corner.
The 11.
Takes it to the Northfield 11-yard line, so give him 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
What this drive also does, if we stick this in the end zone, it gives them the ball back with probably about 5 minutes on in the first quarter.
Rochester once again putting together a long drive and taking a lot of time off the clock.
2nd down and 5 for the Zebras. 15 on the play clock. Jackson and Abbott in the I formation. Prater to the flanker to the left. Brady Perez to Abbott, and he has stood up right at the 10. I'm not sure he got anything there. What? And maybe they're going to give him the 10.5-yard line, so give him 2. It'll be 3rd and a long 3 for the Rochester Zebras.
Northfield again blitzing the A-gap, B-gap right there up front. What's going to be open for Rochester is the jet sweep or the toss outside.
Yep.
Yeah.
With these linebackers being sucked in the middle, Coach Kelly's loving seeing this because the outside's wide open.
3rd and 3 for the Zebras at the 10-yard line.
Prater dotting the I, so you could see it.
Brady under center, takes a snap, flips it out to Prater. Hayden Prater looking for the edge, cuts it back inside. Prater getting rode down. He's got plenty of room. He's got plenty of yards for the 1st down as he carries it inside to the 10, inside the 5, near the 4-yard line. So 1st and goal for the Zebras.
What Hayden Prater does so well is change directions. He's able to plant that foot, cut, and accelerate so quickly. Right there, it looked like they had him stopped at the line of scrimmage. He planted that foot and cut and slid right between the defenders and picked up another 6 yards.
5:20 to play in the first quarter. Rochester will go to a 2 tight end, straight T backfield on 1st and goal from the 4. Abbott fakes handoff to Abbott, gives to Prater. We get a flag on the play. Hayden Prater gets 2 on the carry, but there is a flag on the play.
Looked like
back in the back by the Zebras.
Yeah, they threw it to the backfield, so going to march the Zebras backwards.
Holding.
Oh, it'll be a holding.
I thought looked like the fullback there. It could have been Abbott, but he went in the hole first and looks like he tackled the guy and brought him down.
So it'll be first and goal for Rochester, back to the 14-yard line.
And obviously penalties are always huge, but in tonight's game, they're even bigger.
Especially after what we went through last year.
Yeah, you cannot fall behind in downs and distance being a running team against a good defensive team that doesn't allow 15, 20-yard runs.
Let's call it first and goal from the 13-yard line. Taylor dots the I. Brady Perez, back to pass. Looks right, throws left. Here comes a screen. Johnson has it. Cuts it back inside. Taylor Johnson met by a Northfield defender, but with the help of Jerry Plummer is pushed inside the 10 down to around the 8. So give him 6 on the pitch and catch. It'll be second and goal from the 8 from the Rochester Zebras.
Good call there. The only thing that didn't happen is the Northfield defense sniffed that out right away. They stopped the pursuit at the quarterback and instantly flooded to the throw side.
Yeah. So the ball spotted inside the 10 for Rochester. Riston will go wide to the right side. Flanker to the left is Prater. Flanker to the right is Johnson. On second and goal from the 8. Brady Perez with 10 on the play clock. Sends Prater in motion to the right. Here comes the pitch to Prater. Prater picking his way through traffic. Goes to the right. Cuts back to the left. Looking at the middle of the field. Is brought down inside the 5 at about the 1 or 2 yard line. So it'll be third and manageable for Rochester. Third and goal at about the 3.
Again, Brad, you brought it up earlier, but every time on that play we have seen there's a guy there to stop him for a loss or no gain. He makes a jump cut back inside, and it's a 5-yard gain that quick.
And these are the areas where we see a lot of Bryce Abbott.
Third and goal from about the 2.5 or 3 yard line for Rochester. Perez ready, takes the snap from Graham, hands off to Johnson going right. Taylor Johnson lowers his head, pushes the traffic, looking for the goal line. There it is. Taylor Johnson, a 3-yard run, and the Zebras are up 6-0.
Taylor Johnson's first carry from scrimmage tonight is a 3-yard touchdown, and that's the first score that Rochester's had against Northfield, I think, in 2 years.
Wow, and that's a statement opening drive.
Yeah, didn't score last year.
And there's only 3:28 to play in the first quarter.
We might be able to make it to Mechanical for the game.
Wade Schaefer comes on to attempt the extra point. Kicking into the wind. I believe Riston is your holder. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is away, and it is good. 7-0 Rochester. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4. First.
Took the opening drive, 17 plays, 64 yards, and ate up nearly 8.5 minutes. And Taylor Johnson takes it in from 3 yards out, and the Zebras on the board first.
7-0 Rochester, and Wade Schaefer ready to kick off. Brad, we have one score from around the area.
North Miami leads Caston 6-0. Both those teams have not won a game this year, so somebody's going to get their first win.
Tomlinson and Alex Hoppert back deep for the Northfield Norse. They stand at about their 10 to receive this kick from Wade Schaefer. Brad Thomas, Kyle McLaughlin, I'm David Musselman. Schaefer puts a charge into it. High end over end kick. It's going to bounce right in front of Tomlinson. He grabs it over the top of his head at the 15. Tomlinson looking to outrun the Zebra return team or kickoff team, and he cannot as he brought down to the 20. And I believe Wilson Dalton was the first one to hit him.
Other TRC scores I found, looks like Wabash is up on Peru 8-0 early in the first quarter.
Okay, thank you. First and 10 for Northfield. And who's going to be the quarterback? And it's going to be Fullerson. Although, from Coach Baker earlier in the week, I got to the sophomore Clayton Tomlinson was going to be the quarterback. It will be Fullerson under center for the Northfield Norse. Ripplinger right behind Fullerson. The quick pass to the near side is complete. And the wide receiver, Holmes, takes it out across his 30 to his 32-yard line. So that's going to be a quick 12-yard pitch and catch from Fullerson to Holmes.
And knowing
the 33.
Sorry, Muss, but knowing Northfield, that's not who they are. But you know what that play is? That's a play of watching our video of knowing what we give up on the outside.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
You know, you probably scheme the first 10, 12 plays, and I guarantee that you're going to see everything that's our weakness with a run thrown in.
Levi Fullerson with the Ripplinger, the fullback, about 2 yards behind him. Fullerson under center. Holmes goes in motion right on the option. The quarterback keeps it, and Fuller's dropped for a loss. He's going to be dropped for about a 2-yard loss. Back to the 31-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 12 for the Northfield Norse.
Mr. Dalton smelled that and disposed of it very quickly.
Here's what worries me, though, a little bit. If they guessed and took Fullerson, Ripplinger, the fullback, he had a huge hole up the middle.
Yeah.
And you know they're going to come back to that. That's the reason you run those kind of options, to see what happens.
2nd and 12 for Northfield. A fullback and 2 wings for Fullerson. Holmes goes in motion to the left, gets the pitch going left. He's got some blockers in front of him, turns the corner up the Northfield sideline. He's got a first down, and finally Lamb comes in from behind and helped Wilson Dalton bring him down, but not until Holmes gets out to his 39-yard line. Another first down for Northfield. Actually give him the 40.
45.
45? Yep, 45. My first game. Sorry, fellas.
A 14-yard pickup for Holmes.
2:12 to play in the first quarter. Rochester leading 7-0. Northfield on the football for the first time tonight in their first series.
And they're attacking the corners on the outside.
Fullerson looks up and down the line of scrimmage with 10 on the play clock. Takes a snap, a quick snap. He's going to keep it. Going to be
ball on the ground.
Loss of yardage. Rochester says they've got the football, and they do. Rochester causes a fumble, and they pick it up. Wilson Dalton right there to pick up a loose ball. Couldn't see who put their mid in there to break up the ball. Break the ball away from Fullerson's body, that is. And Rochester going to take it over after the fumble recovery at the Northfield 48. 47.
Looked like the fumble was caused on the quarterback-fullback handoff.
Exchange, yep.
If the fullback was trying to grab it and the quarterback was trying to pull it away, but either way, that's a big turnover in our favor.
Yeah, it is, because they were having success moving the football.
1st and 10 for Rochester at the Northfield 47. Jackson comes in motion to the near side. On the end around, Prater has it. And Prater maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Not a lot more than that. It'll be 2nd and long.
Northfield doing a really good job of pursuing the football and closing down those lanes.
Clock rolls with 100 seconds to play in the first quarter. Rochester leading 7-0. That play started on the 47. It's still on the 47, so it's 2nd and 10.
Manchester 7-6 over Valley.
Isaiah Jackson dots the I on 2nd and 10 for the Rochester Zebras. Brady Perez under center. Oh, Brady Perez loses the football, and there's a scramble for it.
Back.
And I'm not sure who got it back. It looks like Rochester got it back. Brady Perez, nothing on the gain, and that was a poor center quarterback exchange. Rochester fortunate to keep that football, and that one gained nothing, so it'll be 3rd and 10.
That's the second one we put on the turf and recovered.
Yeah.
So far, we've been very fortunate.
And we're going to have Graham coming out of the game. The center's coming out of the game for some blood on his elbow. So now it looks like Zane Gilbert will come in and now be the backup center for the Rochester Zebras. 3rd and 10 for the Zebras, and the minute 6 to play in the third quarter. Clock rolls. Rochester leading 7-0.
The offensive line struggling a little bit to make some gaps here on this second possession for Rochester, and they haven't moved the ball at all.
Perez with eye backs. Fakes a handoff, rolls on the near side. He's got some pressure. Fakes, runs, now tucks and runs, pushes one defender away, carries the ball into Northfield. Carries the ball to the Northfield 48.
He's going to lose a yard.
He is going to lose a yard. You're right. It'll be 4th and 11, as that series was not good.
No,
and that's an easy throwaway there too. I mean, I know it's only 1 yard, but comes down later on in the year, you've got to know to get rid of the ball to not lose a rod.
Still a punting situation, I think, regardless.
43 seconds to play in the first quarter. Brady Perez, the punter, back inside the 40-yard line to kick. Clayton Tomlinson for Northfield inside his 20 to receive. Snap goes to Brady Perez. Here comes some pressure. He gets it away. Nice spiral kick. Thomason waits for a fair catch and grabs it at the 15-yard line. 37 seconds to play in the first quarter. Northfield going to get it back after they turned it over on their first series. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Northfield at the 15.
They moved the ball well in their first series. They moved that ball 25 yards before they coughed it up. And then even more impressive was defensively, they held Rochester dead right on that spot. They didn't gain a yard.
3 and out, and got the ball right back.
And we didn't gain anything. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was 3rd and 4th and short.
Fullerson under center. Ripplinger behind him. On the fullback exchange, Ripplinger gets it over the left side and carries it to about the 21-yard line. And that might be the final play of the first quarter, as Northfield has a 2nd and 5 at their 20.5-yard line. Nobody looking to be in any hurry to get this thing off. We're down to 15 to play in the first quarter. And that's going to almost, Northfield's going to be on the ball with 6. And Coach Baker says, let's just...
they're going to hurry up. 1 second,
and that'll do it. After 1, Rochester leads Northfield here at home, 7-0. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. RTC Fiber Communications. Stay connected with the fastest internet speeds available with RTC Fiber Communications. Voice, data, and video connectivity for the 21st century. Local service, local support, local investment. Online at rtc1.com. First Federal Savings Bank is your local mortgage lender with 6 locations throughout North Central Indiana. Trust the professionals at First Federal Savings Bank. Online at firstfederalbanking.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
Back at Rochester High School, we're going to the second quarter with the Rochester Zebras leading the Northfield Norse 7-0. And as we start the second quarter, Northfield looking at about a 2nd down and 4 from their 21-yard line going to our left. Brad Thomas, Kyle McLaughlin, I'm David Musselman. First series of the game for Rochester was fantastic.
Yeah, a long 17-play drive, went 64 yards, 8.5 minutes all that first quarter, and it resulted in a touchdown. But Northfield's moved the ball well in each of their possessions. The fumble cost them on their first drive, but Rochester, I think defensively, is finding out that this isn't as easy as the first 5 weeks.
Yeah, right. That's exactly right. So Northfield ready. Actually going to say 2nd and 5 at their 21. Fullerson sets the club. Ripplinger behind him. Holmes comes in motion to the near side. Holmes gets the pitch coming to the near side. Holmes waiting for his block, cuts it back upfield, and is driven out of bounds hard by Wilson Dalton.
But he's got to get a first down. Depending on the well.
I think it's going to be 3rd and about 1 as the ball is carried to the 25.
They moved it back, didn't they?
Giving 4 yards. It'll be 3rd and 1 for Northfield at their own 25-yard line. Ball in the near hash, which is the Rochester sideline.
Northfield is consistent right now, attacking our edges, both sides.
Give Johnson credit on that play because he tied up the corner on that side and forced the play to the sidelines.
Pease and Driscoll wide to the right side. Fullerson under center. Ripplinger behind him. And Northfield jumps. It's going to be a false start. That's a huge 5-yard penalty going to be assessed against the Northfield Norse. Now it'll be 3rd and 6.
Yeah, because I think they had the first down easily otherwise.
Northfield jumps. It'll back him up 5. It'll be 3rd and 6. Back at the 20-yard line. 11:15 to play in the first half. Rochester leading 7-0. And Northfield looking at 3rd and 6 from their 20-yard line. Pease goes wide to the right side. Also wide to the right side for Northfield is Rosen. So 3 receivers for Fullerson. On the option. Fullerson keeps, pitches out to Holmes. Holmes breaks a tackle, grabbed by the shirt tail and brought down at the 25-yard line. Hayden Prater there for the Rochester Zebras. And now it'll be 4th and 1 for Northfield at their own 25-yard line. What do you do? Actually, it's not even the 25. It's going to be 4th and 2 at the 24.
You got to punt it, but the first time I've ever seen Rochester pre-snap on defense, all 3 DBs covering the receivers jumped up to bump and run coverage and stuck them at the line of scrimmage.
Fellas, there's no punter.
Yep.
Wow.
Coach Baker says, fellas, I have confidence that you can get 2 yards. 4th and 2 for Northfield. Fullerson under center. Takes a quick snap right up the middle. And he is hit right at the line of scrimmage. Now the mark on this side says he's going to have enough.
Yep, and they're giving it to him.
Give him 2.
Zane Gilbreth just lit him up.
Yeah, he got hit pretty good, but it was still enough for the first down.
I wonder if we were thinking there, maybe they're going to draw us off sides. Fullerson, that is, came right up under center. Yeah. Bang, went.
Yep, I think they went on a silent count.
1st and 10 for Northfield at their own 26. New set of downs for the Norse. Fullerson under center. Ripplinger behind him. Holmes comes in motion to the near side. Ripplinger gets it right up the middle. Zane Gilbert's the first one to hit him. And Ripplinger gets to the 30-yard line, giving 4. It'll be 2nd and 6 for Northfield. Rochester leading 7-0 early on in the second quarter here at Rochester High School.
It's an unbelievable call by Northfield, but now the Zebras know, and the coaching staff knows now what they're up against. Northfield is not, they're not going to punt it away. They're going to make you earn the ball back.
Yeah.
It's 4 downs all night long.
Especially when you get 4 downs at 4 yards at every crack, 3 or 4. 2nd down for Northfield at their own 30. Fullerson sets a line of scrimmage for Northfield. Sends Holmes in motion to the near side. On the option, pitches it out to Holmes. Holmes with one hand grabs it, cuts it upfield, is tripped at his own 40, but falls ahead to about the 42-yard line. Brady Perez brings down the running back Holmes, but that'll be enough for another Northfield first down.
Isaiah Jackson as the outside linebacker got sucked up in, went for the quarterback. Quarterback saw it, made the pitch, and you rip off a nice run. I see him run off the field, patting his chest, telling Coach, that's my bad. Isaiah will work on that, absolutely.
1st and 10 for Northfield at their own 42. Ball in the near hash. Rochester up 7-0. Fullerson under center. Holmes and McGinn in motion to the near side, and Rochester jumps off sides. So a free 5 yards for the Norse. It's going to be 1st and 5 for Northfield at their own 47.
And Northfield's starting to put together their own.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors.
Second quarter. Again, Rochester up 7-0 here at home, homecoming 2018. Pease brings the play in from the sideline. He'll go wide to the right side, which is the wide side of the field for Northfield.
And I would expect Northfield to attack the wide side of the field. They've been running to the outside all night.
Under center is Fullerson. Rosen goes in motion to the right. Back to pass is Fullerson. Has a receiver and is complete to Holmes. Holmes slips one tackle and is brought down at the Rochester 41-yard line. Another Northfield first down. Nice looking throw.
Beautiful ball there. Right on the money on an out pattern to the tight end. Northfield right now between, that's the second completed pass.
They're doing a great job of mixing up the run and the pass.
But Rochester's defense doesn't know where it's coming from or what they're going to be looking at, and they've got them off balance right now.
1st and 10 for Northfield at the Rochester 42. Fullerson sets the line on the option, gives to Ripplinger right up the middle. Ripplinger carries it across the Rochester 40 to about the 38. And that's going to be another 4 yards. Bang.
Yeah, that was just simply one of those let's keep them honest kind of plays, and he picked up 4 yards doing so.
This is the first time all year that I've seen Rochester's defense on a drive like this get worked at the line of scrimmage where they're giving up 4, 5, 6 yards. Yeah. Even Knox, they shut them down for the most part, and I've not seen this happen.
2nd and 6 for Rochester, the Northfield 38. Holmes comes in motion. On the quarterback option, flips it out to Holmes. Holmes hit by Taylor Johnson. He gets to the 35, give him 3 more. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 3 for Northfield at the Rochester 35-yard line.
You need to remember that the seniors on the Northfield team, they've never lost to Rochester. They take it as an insult that they're even trailing right now, I'll guarantee you. And so they're playing with a chip on their shoulder.
And how the script has flipped, because when I was in high school, Northfield couldn't score against us.
Oh, you're right.
I mean, they were very down.
Everything's cyclical.
Yep. Rochester
cyclical
on the that is a big word.
Cyclical.
Yeah.
But on option football, you got to maintain your assignment.
3rd and 3 for Northfield at the Rochester 35. Rosen goes in motion right. Back to pass is Fullerson. He pumps, pulls it down, throws it away, incomplete, 4th and 3. Who is that? Walker and Lamb on the pressure for the Rochester Zebras.
No intentional grounding there.
He wanted Rosen out of the backfield, but he was covered. Yeah.
Johnson and Perez made sure that he was covered up.
6.5 minutes to play in the first half. Rochester up 7-0. Northfield again looking at their second 4th down play of the series.
Good job defensively by Rochester. Good job by Fullerson for Northfield to get rid of it. Throw it in the ground.
Fullerson on the ball. 9 on the play clock. Rosen goes in motion to the right. He gets a pitch going right. Here comes some pressure, trying to get the edge. Runs away from Plummer, and he's going to be dropped right at the line to gain. But where'd he go out of bounds? Boy, that right there, that mark right there says he's going to be short of the first down, but we'll wait and see as they pick up the yard marker again. And the Rochester Zebras stop him short of about half a yard.
And that's Zach Graham right there. He forced him to go wider than he wanted to. He wanted to cut it up. Graham kept pushing him to the sidelines, and he ran out of room and come up a yard short.
Plummer giving chase on that play too.
Great job of pushing that to the sideline.
So Rochester takes over on downs at their own 33-yard line, leading 7-0 with 6:26 to play in the first half.
Do we know, did the Northfield punter miss the bus?
No, it's the punter is Holmes.
Okay, just
that
making
was
sure.
a 13-play drive that ended on a missed 4th down opportunity.
Wriston wide to the near side. Eye-backs for Brady Perez. Brady takes the snap from Lamb. Hands off to Jackson going right. Jackson runs away from the defender in the backfield. Lowers his head gets across the 35 to the 36. Give him 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Northfield's going to get the ball to start the third quarter. Rochester really needs to put a big play drive here together and put another one on the board.
Yeah, and for our confidence, outside of the opening drive, they stifled us last time. We come out on first down there and only get 2 or 3 yards, but Rochester's offensive line, we were winning the trenches early. Now we're not even close to winning the trenches.
Well, if we can chew up 5.5 minutes and get another one on the board, like I said, Northfield will start the third quarter with the football. So
Rochester breaks huddle with 10 on the play clock. We're going to have to hurry here. We're down to 7. We're down to 6, down to 5. Perez under center with 4, with 3, with 2. Back to pass. Looks left, rolls away from pressure. Now backs up off his back foot, throws it down the field. Incomplete. Ugh. Let's not do that again.
That was pretty dangerous.
It'll be 3rd and 3.
No, not a good decision. Very fortunate that ball fell.
I think Hayden Prater was the intended receiver, and it looked like he was getting ready to block out Northfield for a rebound.
Yeah,
that's what it looked like.
And the ball went over both their heads. Yeah.
3rd and 3 for Rochester at their own 36-yard line. Jackson brings a play in from the sideline with 5.5 minutes to play in the second quarter. Rochester leading 7-0.
Rochester looked really smooth in that first series where they scored, and boy, they've looked anything but smooth since then.
Brady Perez will be in the shotgun formation. Jackson to his left, Abbott to his right. On 1 on the play clock, back to pass. Perez over the intended receiver's head of Prater, and it'll be 4th and 3.
Wow, just like that, Rochester's looking to punt away again.
I know we needed 7 yards there for a first down, but we threw on second and third down. At worst, you run the ball twice, the clock runs, or they use their timeouts. Now, you essentially took maybe about a minute off the clock, and you're going to give the ball back with 5 minutes to go.
Rochester hasn't gained 7 yards total in their last 2 series. 3 and out.
So Brady Perez, nice high spiral kick. Takes a Rochester bounce inside the 20, accelerates on the bounce, and bounces inside the Northfield 15-yard line. That thing bounced at the 29-yard line and picked up speed and got it and it bounced out of bounds at the 13 of Northfield.
He flipped the field. Did a fantastic job.
And it looked almost as if he shanked it off the side of his foot.
Yep.
But still.
So far in the first half, though, 2 fumbles back to us, and that punt going an extra 15 yards. The bounce is going our way.
Right, but,
that can flip
still
quickly.
One play away from this game changing pretty quick.
Both teams with all 3 timeouts. 5:23 to play in the first half. The Zebras lead 7-0. Fullerson under center for Northfield with Ripplinger behind him. Rosen goes in motion right on the option. Quarterback keeps, cuts it upfield. Hit by Graham and Tyler Walker. And he gets it to the 15, does Fullerson, giving 2. It'll be 2nd and 8. Clock rolls, 5:10 to play.
Gary and Tarrant there made that play. He took the pitch guy away, forced the quarterback back inside, and he tackled for a 2-yard gain.
Well, Coach Hooker told me in the pregame show, because I'm the only one that heard that, in the pregame interview, it's assignment football this week.
Well, it has to be, and they need to get a big stop on this series for Northfield and try and get another shot on offense.
2nd and 8 for Northfield at their own 15. Fullerson back to pass, 2-step drop, throws to the right side, it's complete. And the receiver Pease takes it out to his 25-yard line. Give him the 24. Regardless, either way you go, it'll be first down for Northfield.
Another big pass play for Northfield. Fits right into their offensive scheme. It's nothing they're forcing.
Give him 9. It'll be 1st and 10 for Northfield to their 24. Pease goes in wide to the right side, which is the short side of the field. Driscoll comes to the near side for Northfield. Ripplinger, the fullback behind Fullerson. On the option, Fullerson gives it to Ripplinger, and he has stood up at the 26-yard line. Give him 2, it'll be 2nd and 8. 4:15 to play in the first half.
Did you say you talked to Coach Hooker?
I did hear it. I promise I did.
I'm sorry. Yeah, the Northfield quarterback throws a very nice ball. I mean, these routes are nothing complex. They're either hook routes, out routes, but he's putting it right on the money. The guys can catch it and run with it.
Here's the more important part. It's not in his hands very long. He takes about a 2-step drop and bang, it's out. Holmes in motion to the near side. Gives on the end around to Rosen. Rosen slips a tackle at the line of scrimmage and is tackled about 2 yards shy of a first down. So it'll be 3rd and about 2 for Northfield as Rosen takes it out to his 33-yard line. 3.5 to play in the second quarter. 3rd and 1 for Northfield at their 33-yard line. Rochester leading 7-0. Brad Thomas, Con McLaughlin, I'm David Musselman. Twin receivers on the near side for Northfield. Fullerson under center with Ripplinger behind him. On 3rd and 1, that is. Fullerson trying to draw Rochester offside. Doing a really good job. Staying put. Holmes comes in motion to the near side. On the quarterback option, gives to Ripplinger. He's got a first down. And Braden Ripplinger takes it out to his 39. And that's going to be a 6-yard carry for Northfield. And we have an injured Norse.
Looks like number 74 offensive lineman Paul Labonte's down.
So he's down, looks like holding his left leg, his left ankle. We're going to take an injury timeout, or at least a 30. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
Pass is complete on the reception. Jared Pease. First down pickup for the Norsemen.
last 5 weeks. We're not good against the pass. Every team we've played since week 2 has tried to throw against us.
And what's bailed us out has been our front four.
Yeah.
And they can't get to him.
They're pretty well neutralized tonight.
1st and 10 for Northfield to the Rochester 49. Fullerson ready with 10 on the play clock. Rosen goes in motion to the right. On the triple option, Rosen pulls it, Fullerson pulls it out of the belly of Ripplinger around the right side, and Fullerson is going to be close to another Northfield first down as he carries it to the Rochester 40.
Give him the first down.
Give him 9, though.
Oh, okay.
It'll be 2nd and 1.
They look like they were moving the chains.
That's what it does kind of look like tonight. 2:20 to play in the first half. 7-0 Rochester. Northfield rolling. And they have all 3 timeouts. Fullerson has 2 receivers to the near side, which is the wide side of the field. Holmes comes in motion to the near side. Ripplinger gets a carry and a huge hole at the left side. He's got a first down and carries the ball to the Rochester 33-yard line. Give him 7 on the pickup and another Northfield first down.
Northfield can do whatever they want right now.
You're
Drop
right.
back, throw the ball, run the ball up the middle, run the ball on the outside. We are stopping nothing.
1st and 10 for the Norse at the Rochester 33. Under 2 to play in the first half. Northfield breaks the huddle with 15 on the play clock. Driscoll wide to the near side. Fullerson under center on 1st and 10. Rosen goes in motion right on the triple option. He gets the pitch going right, does Rosen. Rosen outruns Tarrant to the sideline, cuts it upfield, runs the ball inside the Rochester 30, maybe to the 27. Another 6-yard gain for Northfield. It'll be 2nd and 2. More importantly, the clock stopped there as Rosen runs out of bounds. A minute 38 to play in the first half.
Northfield has been exploiting the corners for Rochester all night long. They've been throwing to the flats and they've been running around the outside, and Rochester's just not quick enough, or they're not responding fast enough. One of the two or both.
Driscoll and Pease come wide to the near side. 2nd and 4 for Northfield at the Rochester 27. Fullerson to Ripplinger again, a huge hole up the middle. Ripplinger rips off another run of about 7 yards. He gets into the Rochester 20. I'm telling you, he's not being touched. Give him the 19. He's not being touched until about the 2nd, almost the 3rd level.
Rochester, outside of the opening drive, they look flat. They don't look, it's homecoming. You have a team in here that you haven't beaten in a while, and we just don't look excited to be here.
1st and 10 for Northfield at the Rochester 19-yard line. Minute 20 to play in the first half. The Z's leading 7-0. Holmes comes in motion to the near side on the triple option. The quarterback flips it out to Holmes, and he is stopped shy of the 15, maybe the 13. The clock rolls down to minute 6. Coach Baker, I would assume, would use a timeout here soon, I would imagine, but they're going to let the clock roll.
Well, that's another.
Holmes picks up 2.
That's another unsung person on that for Northfield is their
Brandon Baker.
Their offensive play calling. They've done a very good job of mixing things up offensively with the inside, the outside, and the pass.
We're down to 45 seconds to play in the first half. It'll be 2nd and 8 for Northfield at the Rochester 18. Fullerson under center. Rosen goes in motion to the right. Fakes a pitch. Back to pass. Throws right. Anybody back there but Rochester? No, Rochester picks it off. Hayden Prater down the far sideline. Hayden Prater making his way through the defense, and he brings it out to the Rochester 18-yard line. Rochester again defensively dodges a huge bullet.
Well, in that time, the receiver turned inside and the quarterback threw it outside, so somebody miscommunicated there, and there was nothing but black jerseys to the outside, and Prater came up with it.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Z's at their own 17-yard line, leading 7-0 with 28 seconds to play in the first half, leading 7-0.
Bend, don't break.
Oh, boy.
Wow, that was as bend as far as you could. We were popping rivets on that one.
Perez ready. Two tight ends, full house backfield. Brady hands off to Jackson. Isaiah Jackson gets to the 2nd level, spun down to the 26. Clock rolls with 20 seconds to play, and Coach Hooker will use a timeout. 19 seconds to play in the first half. The Zebras leading 7-0. We'll take a 30. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
time.
Wabash halfway through the second quarter.
Yeah.
Wabash is on their third string quarterback. The Hidden kid who we saw is out.
19.7 seconds to play in the first half. Rochester up 7-0. But more importantly, more important than football right now, Mac, is a young man from Northfield going to be helped to the ambulance.
Yeah, Mr. Lavonte, he's over there on the sidelines laying down. They took the cart over there, saw the ambulance backing in, getting the stretcher out. Brad noticed, and I noticed when he was walking off the field, that left leg buckled the wrong way. He's in severe pain. I don't want to, guess what it is, but it's something.
It's obvious that knee obviously isn't working the way it's supposed to.
On the previous play, Isaiah Jackson picked up 8 yards. It'll be 2nd and 2 for Rochester at their 25-yard line. Brady Perez flips it out to Prater. Prater on the wide receiver screen. Catches the football, gets it across his 35 with 13 seconds, and Coach Hooker will use another timeout. It'll be a first down for Rochester as Prater advances the football to his zone 36-yard line. We'll take a 30-second break. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
Miracles, anything can happen. Southwood
13.4 seconds to play in the first half. The Zebras up 7-0, and Coach Hooker and the Z's down to their final timeout.
Yeah, extension on Mr. Labonte there. I want to wish him quick recovery and whatever it may be, and thoughts and prayers to him.
So after the timeout, the Zebras have it 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. I know they've got a play for about a 65-yarder, but is this the one?
I love the play with Prater out in space getting the ball and not being a handoff.
Perez under center, split backs from his 36. Prater goes in motion into the left. Brady Perez back to pass, fakes left, throws as he's getting hit, down to Riston. It is complete! Riston brings it down at the Northfield 32-yard line with 7 seconds to play in the first half. How about that?
Coach Hooker's been saving that play, that jump ball to Riston.
How about Brady Perez standing in there taking a hit as he's throwing the ball?
Senior QB, know what's coming, take the hit, deliver it, and that was thrown perfectly.
This would be a 49-yard field goal attempt with a win for Mr. Schaefer, but it looks like the offense is going to stay on. Rochester has just used their final timeout. Obviously, we're going to keep it right here. And coming up at halftime, we'll have the week that was in Rochester sports. We'll also have a discussion with Rochester Lady Zebra soccer coach Chantel Rinsberger. We talked to her last week, and we're going to air that back tonight. Of course, the Lady Zebras, soccer-wise, just wrapped up a conference championship regular season, so congratulations to them.
That was a 32-yard pass play, and we're 32 yards out of the end zone.
That was a perfect throw.
What works once will work twice. Isn't that how Sean Kelly makes his decision?
When you have no safety help, you can underthrow because the cornerback's pinned.
Wilson Dalton split out to the right side.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. First time we've seen that. Perez out of the shotgun. Abbott to his left. Final play of the half, unless the defense commits a penalty. Back to passes Brady Perez. Throws it down the near sideline. He's got Wilson Dalton in the back of the end zone, incomplete. And Rochester will have one more play with 1.6. Just overthrew him a bit, and that'll be 2nd down and 10.
For a 3-step drop, that's a 50-yard pass to the back pylon.
We got a 30-mile-an-hour wind.
Well, whatever, but I'm saying that's an impressive throw right there.
I'm just kidding. It's not 30.
Maybe now he's tired and it'll be a little bit short, and Dalton can run under it.
1.6 to play in the first half. Rochester up 7-0. Brady Perez will be in the shotgun formation again. He's got 4 receivers. Dalton and Prater to the near side. Jackson and Allen to the far. Brady ready. Takes a snap, low snap, picks it up, looks left, rolls left. Here comes the Northfield pressure, switches directions, comes back to the near side, off his back foot, throws it down the middle of the field. It is incomplete. There's Isaiah Jackson, picks himself off the turf, no flag in the play, and that's where the first half comes to an end. At halftime, Zebras leading 7-0. You're listening to Rochester Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Blue Dragon Taekwondo. Whether you want to learn self-defense, physical cross-training, or looking to compete in national tournaments, Blue Dragon Taekwondo is the area's leading martial arts authority. Online at tkdbluedragon.com. RTC Fiber Communications. Stay connected with the fastest internet speeds available with RTC Fiber Communications. Voice, data, and video connectivity for the 21st century. Local service, local support, local investment. Online at rtc1.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
Thank you.
Yeah, cool. Thanks.
The Zebras lead 7-0, and it was really the best series of the night, obviously, and it might, Brad, be the best series of the year in the way of doing things like they wanted to get done, winning every snap up front, milking a lot of time off the clock, and it come down to a Taylor Johnson 3-yard touchdown run with 3:28 to play in the first quarter. So like you said before, Rochester used about 11 and a half minutes in that first quarter and came away with a big touchdown, and they led it 7-0 after one, and that's where we stand right here at the break at 7-0 Rochester.
I think it rivals that opening drive. 17 plays, went 64 yards, used up 8.5 minutes of the first quarter. It rivals that 9.5 minute drive at Knox when we were trailing in the fourth quarter. I still would put that one up there as the best drive of the year, but this one was right up there as well. And it's really been the only highlight reel for Rochester tonight. They're finding that Northfield's a lot tougher than some of our opponents here early on in this season. For Northfield,
first half stats.
For Northfield, Ripplinger 8 carries for 40 yards, Holmes 6 carries for 43 yards, Northfield with 107 total yards in that first half, and Fullerson 4 of 6 for 44 yards. But when they needed the big play from Fullerson on the 13-yard line of Rochester, Prater gets the interception, and the defense stepped up. They forced 2 turnovers in that first half, and that one was the big one, the interception inside the 10-yard line, and stopped the big drive for Northfield. So they come up empty in the first half.
Well, 2 big stops for Rochester, one on 4th and 3, and another one that interception at about the goal line.
Yeah, you're right. For Rochester, Hayden Prater 5 carries for 25 yards, and Isaiah Jackson 8 carries for 40 yards. Rochester with only 80 yards of rushing offense. Rochester has averaged 334 yards of rushing offense in this first half of this season. They've only got 80 rushing yards right now.
A lot of that, I'm guessing, coming on the first drive.
Yeah. Brady Perez, 3 of 7 for 48 yards, and they made a go of it there on that last series with a couple of big receptions. Justin Riston with a 32-yarder and Hayden Prater with a 10-yarder. Rochester with 128 total yards in the first half, and really outside of that first series, they've been 3 and out, and then they had 4 plays there before the half and just couldn't really get anything going offensively after that opening series.
At halftime, the Zebras lead is 7-0. We're going to take a break, come back with a week that was. We'll also have a couple of interviews coming up here. We'll talk to Rochester Ladies Zebras soccer coach Chantal Rensberger. We'll also talk to Jeff Pollock, president of the Rochester Youth League. They're in action. We're going to talk to him as well coming up after the break. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
United States Coast Guard. After academy, he plans to extend the Coast Guard for 5 years.
Our junior representatives, Jordan Jennings and Hayden Fraser. And now for our senior homecoming candidates. Our first couple this evening is
Back at Rochester High School, we're at halftime. The Zebras leading 7-0. Homecoming activities being performed right now on the field, and that's going to take us to the week that was in Rochester athletics. We go all the way back to last Saturday as the Rochester Lady Zebra golf team competed in the Warsaw Sectional. Christiana Lingenfeller, low medalist of the match. Good for her. She fired a 71.
and playing sports.
The other Rochester golfers, Marley Strasser, a 109. Maddie Henning, a 111. Kat Rensberger, a 114. And Ashlyn Foster, a 119. Christiana Lingenfelder will play tomorrow in the Noble Hawks at the Noble Hawks Golf Links in Kindlesville in the regional. She tees off at 8:46 tomorrow morning, so we wish her and Coach Johnson the best of luck tomorrow in the regional. On Monday, varsity girls soccer, Rochester defeated North Manchester 4-1. Jordan Jennings had 2 goals. Ryla Heichman had a goal, and
Our first senior candidates, Olivia Smith and Wilson Dalton. Our second senior homecoming candidates are Sierra Weathers and Jerry Plummer. Sierra is the daughter of Denise Maddox. Sierra is involved in National Honor Society, New Tech Ambassadors, Athletic Student Council, soccer, basketball, track, Student Council, Summer Parks Program, Spanish Club, and the GIVE Program. Sierra's future plans are to attend Indiana State or Purdue Fort Wayne to study elementary education and get a minor in coaching. Jerry is the son of Angie and Bob Plummer. Jerry is involved in football, basketball, track, National Honor Society, FFA, New Tech Ambassadors, Spanish Club, Athletic Student Council, 4-H, and the church group. Jerry plans to attend Purdue University after graduation and major in engineering with a minor in business. Sierra Weathers and Jerry Plummer. Our next homecoming candidates are Grace Dakey and Gary Plummer. Grace is the daughter of Janet and Dave Dakey. Grace is involved in National Honor Society, Student Council, Spanish Club, New Tech Ambassadors, Sources of Strength, 4-H, Girls Tennis, Managing Boys Tennis, Student Representative Rochester Parks Board, an intern at Woodlawn Hospital in the Rehabilitation Department, and the GIVE Program. Grace's future plans are to attend Purdue University or Butler University to study speech pathology or dentistry. Gary is the son of Angie and Bob Plummer. Jerry is involved in track, National Honor Society, FFA, 4-H, engineering, kart racing, and the church group. Gary's interests include working on his father's farm and spending time on the lake in the summertime. Gary's future plans are to attend Purdue to study marketing or to study ag systems management. After college, Gary plans to work on the farm. Grace Davey and Gary Plummer. Our final homecoming candidates this evening are Carly Beeler and Bryce Lehman. Carly is the daughter of Paula and Todd Beeler. Carly is involved in Student Council, National Honor Society, Spanish Club, New Tech Ambassadors, Sources of Strength, 4-H, softball, managing boys tennis, co-captain of the RHS student section, and interning at the Fulton County Veterinary Clinic. Carly's future plans are to attend either Indiana University or Purdue University to study communication disorders and major in audiology and minor in speech pathology. Bryce is the son of Phyllis and Barry Lehman. Bryce is the president of the Rochester FFA, secretary of the 4-H club, and a member of the church group. Bryce's hobbies include golfing, baseball, farming, tailgating on Friday nights, fishing, and grilling. Bryce's future plans are to attend college to study farm management and then to continue working at the family farm. Carly Beeler and Bryce Lehman. At this time, we would like to welcome back our 2017 Homecoming King, Austin Utter, and Homecoming Queen, Olivia Jennings. Welcome back, kids. As soon as we can get this hermetically sealed envelope open, we'll tell you who the homecoming king and queen is. Our 2018 homecoming king is Bryce Lehman. And our 2018 homecoming queen is Grace Dakey. Congratulations, kids. Enjoy the rest of homecoming. Please direct your attention to the 50-yard line on the track. We have a special presentation tonight. Shepherd Chevrolet Buick is proud to give the Rochester High School Athletic Department $7,000. They raised the money during a Buick test drive event held at Rochester High School on August 3rd. This makes the grand total of $24,000 given to Rochester sports in the last 3 years. Shepherds would like to thank everyone in the Rochester area for the support. Special thanks and people joining us tonight: Austin Shepard, Phil Carmichael, Chad Wright, Isaiah Smith, Tim Hayes, Kyla Ellinger, and Logan Morris. Thank you, Shepherd Chevrolet Buick.
line. They each play both ways on there. The gold team, coached by Derek Beck, won 38-6. They beat Peru number 2. Brant Beck in that game had 4 touchdowns.
Wow.
His cousin Tristan Reagan had a touchdown. Connor Dunphy, which I think this stat is pretty impressive as well. Connor Dunphy was 4 for 4 for PATs. So for a 5th grader kicking 20-yard field goals essentially is pretty darn good. They're on a bye this week. Tomorrow is last week, the 5th, 6th grade black team, coached by me. We lost to Peru number 1, which was an all 6th grade team, and they were pretty large. They were well built, ready to go. We lost 19-0. 2 or 3 big plays made a difference in that game. I think they could have gone either way. We play Wabash tomorrow at 10 o'clock in Wabash.
Thank you.
Yep.
Very good. Good luck.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Again, that was Rochester Youth Football League President Jeff Pollock here at halftime. We appreciate him coming on, and we appreciate Chantel Rinsberger coming on and speaking with us about her soccer team. And as we were away, the kick goes out of bounds, and then we're going to have a unsportsmanlike penalty, I think, against the Northfield Norsemen. So we'll wait. I don't think I ever did see a. There's the signal right there across the field. We're going to have unsportsmanlike on Northfield.
Yep, they blocked Brady Perez in the back, out of bounds.
So after the walk-off both ways, basically, because of the kickoff that went out of bounds, Northfield will start after all of that at the 20.
Well, sorry if I don't talk much this half. It's been a big night on Max Munchies for my calorie intake. Pork chop dinner before the game. Halftime was Nubiano's Pizza, so wake me up.
Yeah, you got it. So Fullerson back under center for Northfield. Holmes goes in motion. The quick pass over the middle is complete, and I believe that was completed to Rosen. We'll wait and see who gets up off the ground.
Pass over the middle is complete.
It is to Rosen. And he takes it out to his 27-yard line. Pickup of about 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3 for Northfield. Once again, to start this half, just like they did the first quarter, they came out with a quick hitter over the middle. Fullerson, Holmes in motion to the left, on the option, fumbles the football. Ball's loose. The Steelers say they have it, and they do.
That's the 3rd turnover tonight for Rochester. 2 fumbles and an interception. This one is deep in Northfield territory. Hopefully Rochester can take advantage of this.
The first fumble was because of the mesh point. The second fumble was because of the mesh point.
Yeah. Yep.
And this one's even deeper in the territory. We're getting inside the 30. So Rochester
27.
And I don't know if we're going to be able to take the ball down the field, the full length of the field. So it's imperative we get something out of this.
Well, absolutely.
We don't need to take it the full length. I'm just saying.
Well,
1st and 10 for Rochester in Northfield 27. Just saying.
Told you it's full.
Mr. Obvious. Prater.ci, he gets a carry off the right side. Prater tiptoeing through the line of scrimmage, and he takes it up to the 25-yard line. Give him 2. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I think to allude what I think Mac was trying to get at is that after that first series where Rochester went 64 yards in 17 plays, we haven't really moved the ball. Well, 50 yards. That was our total offense after that first series.
Brad, thank you. It's a joy of working with you. I really appreciate having you on this broadcast.
So the fact that we only have to go 27 might be a task in itself.
2nd and 7. Jackson gets a carry out of the straight tee. Goes right, cuts it back inside, drags some tacklers with him. I think carries it inside the 20 to about the 19-yard line.
I've been working with him for a long time, Mac. I know what his angle.
Hey, you're just lucky I was listening to what you're saying, because when Brad talks, my hearing just shuts off.
It's off. Yep.
1st and 10 for that's going to be 3rd and 1. Rochester didn't get enough for a first down. It'll be 3rd and 1 at about the 18 of Northfield. So Rochester quickly on the football. Prater wide to the near side. Allen split right. Jackson.ci. Brady Perez takes the snap, hands off to Jackson going left. Jackson breaks one tackler, still on his feet, gets inside the 10 to the 9, and a first down for Rochester.
Great job by Isaiah Jackson. He got tripped up in the backfield just after he got his hands on the football, and he stumbled his way ahead for about 8 yards.
I haven't officially been told he's 100%, but he looks there. His legs are chopping. He's running with power again. He doesn't look like he's running straight up and down either.
First and goal for the Z's at the 9. Riston wide left, Prater wide right. Snap goes to Brady Perez, who gives to Jackson. Grabbed by the shoestring and falls ahead to the 6. Give him 3. It'll be second and goal from the 6. Brad, you quickly want to run down the scores that we have?
Real quickly. Manchester leading Tippecanoe Valley 25-19. North Miami over Caston 28-0. Southwood over Whitko 29-0. Pioneer over Triton 34-6. Knox over LaVille 14-0.
Hold on. Second and goal from the 6. Perez hands off to Jackson again. Going left. Isaiah Jackson out. Touchdown. End zone touchdown.
Great job by Isaiah Jackson. 10 yards out. Good push and a good hole on the left side of that offensive line for Rochester as they open up that touchdown. Open up that hole for the touchdown.
Jackson scores on a 6-yard run with 9:14 to play in the third quarter. And the Zebras are up 13-0. I'm sorry.
Dylan Weaver, Jerry Plummer, and Zach Graham on that left side for Rochester doing a great job opening up a big hole for Isaiah Jackson.
Schaefer on to attempt the kick. Here we go. Snap is back. Hold is down. Schaefer's kick is away. And I believe he kicked the laces. It's good. 14-0 Rochester. You're listening to Zebra Football. 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4. Back at Rochester High School, 9:14 to play in the third. Brad, the Z's extend their lead.
Yeah, this time after their third forced turnover against Northfield, they take the fumble 27 yards, 5 plays, and Isaiah Jackson puts it in from 6 yards out. And the Zebras take a 14-0 lead.
We did not say a whole lot about your munchies tonight. So the pork chop dinner was good.
Pork chop dinner was fantastic.
Noobs here in the box was good.
Very good.
The popcorn you had and the candy bars were good.
It's all been good.
Have you ever had anything from the concession stand that was not good?
Nope.
That's what I'm saying.
You should have just torn it off there. Have you had anything that's ever not been good?
Right. Have you ever eaten anything not good?
Nope.
Tomlinson on the run, grabs it to the 19, fakes a handoff, brings it up the near side, and is tackled hard, shy of the 30-yard line. Matt Lee's there to hit him. Wilson Dalton there to hit him. Graham there to hit him. Zach Graham as well. So Rochester did not bite, that is, on the fake reverse and hit Tomlinson at about the 27-yard line.
Ironically, that's where they fumbled it.
Yeah, so, you're right.
Yep, they take over right where they gave it over the last time.
9:08 to play in the third quarter. Rochester now up 14-0, and Tomlinson now on as a quarterback for Northfield. Clayton Tomlinson, a sophomore, ducks up under center. Ripplinger behind him. Holmes goes in motion to the right. Ripplinger gets it off the left side. Ripplinger, a huge hole, and he carries it all out to his 35-yard line. Give him 8. It'll be 2nd and 2. And there was no option-looking play there. It was just turn around and give it to Big 21.
Yeah, big straight handoff. Ripplinger just a very physical runner, and he made the most of that.
Tomlinson on the football with the Norse. Pease wide to the near side. Driscoll split left. Ripplinger behind him on 2nd and 2 with 15 on the play clock. Holmes goes in motion left on the option. Ripplinger again right up the middle, hit by Zane Gilbert, but not until he takes the ball to the 40-yard line. Another 5-yard run for Ripplinger and another Northfield first down.
What's eerie with Northfield is they really have the players that remind us of ourselves. Ripplinger is the Abbott. Yeah. Rosen is the Prater. They don't have the Jackson. That's what they don't have. They do not have the Jack, but very, very similar.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Ball in the middle of the field. 1st and 10 for Northfield at their 40. Pease to the near side. Driscoll split left. Clayton Tomlinson under center. Holmes goes in motion left. On the option. Ripplinger again. This time across the 45 to the 47.
Well,
give him 7.
And now Northfield saying enough with the razzle-dazzle. Now we're just going to punch you in the mouth.
And they're doing quite well in this series.
Well,
another big run this time by Riplinger, I should say. This time with 7. It's 2nd and 3.
He's had runs of 8, 5, and 7.
And it's been there. The fullback dive has been there all night. Now they're just maybe committing to it all the way down the field, but I agree.
They're trying to get that safety to cheat up, I think, so they can throw over the top.
2nd and 3 for Northfield. Riplinger again off the left side, and he is caught up right at the line of scrimmage. Not a lot there. Maybe a yard. It'll be 3rd and 2 for Northfield.
Is that Graham on the stop? Abbott. Nice job by Bryce Abbott.
No gain.
Nope.
Now, we haven't seen the Northfield quarterback throw a pass yet either. So
we might hear.
I think so, yeah.
Second, make that 3rd and a long 3 for Northfield at the 47 of Rochester. I'm sorry, of their own 47. Tomlinson under center, pitches it out to Holmes going left. Holmes turns the corner, has a first down. Hit from behind and tackled at the Rochester 45-yard line. Another first down for Northfield. I believe Wilson Dalton was the one that ran him down from behind and hit him, but not until he picked up another big gain.
He pitches that ball out wide and hits him in full stride. He doesn't have to slow down at all. I mean, you've got a full head of steam going.
They've done a really good job of mixing up their play calling, beat it in the middle, and then flip it outside to catch the corners.
Tomlinson under center, Pease wide to the near side, ball on the far hash. Rosen comes in motion to the near side. Riplinger gets it. He stood up at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. Tyler Walker, the first man to hit him, and the Zebras, Plummer, Dalton, Prater, Lamb all came in and pushed him backwards. A good stand by the Zebras. It'll be 2nd and 10.
First time I've heard that name tonight. Mr. Walker makes his presence. Northfield, though, however, has shot themselves in the foot with turnovers because I just don't feel like we're stopping them. They're stopping themselves.
Yeah.
2nd and 10 for Northfield to the Rochester 45. We're down to under 6 to play in the third quarter. Rochester up 14-0. Tomlinson rolls to the near side to pass. He's got some pressure. Runs away from pressure. Throws it complete to,
25. Holmes,
and Holmes picks up another first down as I believe he got it out. Now I believe he's going to be shy. Give him 9. It'll be 3rd and less than 1 for Northfield to the Rochester 36-yard line. Just shy of the first down. Nice job by Tomlinson running away from Lamb and Dalton. And just got it away as both of those two young men hit his shoes. 3rd and 1. Riplinger behind Tomlinson. Rochester just about jumps. The official really wanted to throw the flag and nothing doing. Riplinger off the left side. Nope, Tomlinson keeps it. And he's got some room to run. Tomlinson run down from behind by Wilson Dalton. But not until he gets to the Rochester 22-yard line. That'll be enough for another North's first down with 5:40 to play in the third quarter.
Everybody bit on the fake to Riplinger up the middle. Riplinger, had he got the ball, he'd have had the first down easy because nobody hit him until he was 3 yards deep. But Tomlinson kept it and found a seam on the outside.
1st and 10 for Northfield at the 22 of Rochester. Ball on the far hash. Pease wide to the near side, which is the wide side of the field. Tomlinson under center. And the pitch comes to the near side to Holmes. Holmes then is stopped after about a yard gain, maybe. Not a lot there. Nice job by the Zebra defense.
Jerry Plummer getting a handful of jersey and pulling him down.
Give him a bunch of nothing. It's 2nd down and 10.
Fought off a block and made the tackle. That's a fantastic individual performance by Mr. Plummer there to hold him to no gain.
5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Rochester leads 14-0 here at Rochester High School. King and Queen. Miss Dakey was the queen.
Yep. Bryce Lehman was the king, and Grace Dakey.
Grace Dakey was the queen. Yep.
The queen.
2nd and 10. Tomlinson back to pass. Looks left. Here comes the pressure. Tucks and runs.
He's got room.
Tomlinson lowers his head. Hit hard at the 15. Maybe the 14.5-yard line. He's going to pick up about 8 yards, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 2 for Northfield inside the Rochester 15-yard line.
I'm very impressed with the poise as a sophomore. I mean, he rolled out a couple plays ago, hit the guy on the run.
Yep.
Drops back there, sees they're covered, takes off. Very good.
Tomlinson ready on 3rd and 2. Inside the Rochester 15. Holmes in motion to the left side. Got Rochester to jump, no flag. Holmes comes set again to the right wing back. Now goes in motion again. Ripplinger fakes the hit to him, flips out to Holmes. Holmes picks his way through the first attempted tackle and gets close to the line to gain. No signal yet. He needed 2 yards. And no signal yet. Still looking down to the sticks. It's going to be 4th and short for Northfield. 4th and short for Northfield at the Rochester 14-yard line.
Mr. Ripplinger.
As close as it is to the sticks over there, they're still going to measure. That's how close it is.
He was tackled right there on the sidelines where the sticks are, and they've only got to bring him in about 8 inches.
No signal yet. I believe it's going to be. He is going to be short, and I think it's just going to be by inches.
Yep, they're going to use the chains to mark it here at midfield.
3 inches. .352 to play in the 3rd quarter. Rochester up 14-0. Northfield with the football, 4th and inches at the Rochester 13-yard line.
Well, we've seen that Northfield use a quarterback sneak on 4th down. We've seen them use Ripplinger on 4th down.
Hasn't been very many times we've stopped Northfield for nothing.
Just one time we've stopped them on 4th down.
Tomlinson to the line of scrimmage with the Norse. 4th and inches for Northfield at the Rochester 13-yard line. Sets the line of scrimmage. Takes a snap right up the middle. He's got plenty for a first down. I believe carries it close to the 10. And give him the 11. He'll get 2 yards and a new set of downs. 1st and 10 for Northfield at the 11-yard line of Rochester. Zebras leading 14-0. Northfield once again knocking on the door.
It's going to be 1st and goal. See, the chains go down, so they cannot get another first down.
Oh, it's at the 10 then.
Yeah.
Okay. Tomlinson ready, sets the line of scrimmage. Rosen comes in motion to the near side, fakes the pitch, flips it out, complete. Oh, incomplete. Hit the fullback Ripplinger right in the hands, and he couldn't hold on to it. And that was a fantastic job by Tomlinson because he had a zebra in his helmet.
Chandler Lamb was all up on that, and he still made a nice delivery, put the ball right on his receiver, and the receiver just dropped it.
Earlier in this game and once last week, Rochester was able to come up with a big turnover when they were down inside the 10. Now would be a good opportunity for the Rochester defense.
2nd and goal from the 10 for Northfield. 3 receivers for Tomlinson. Clayton Tomlinson rolls on the near side, runs into his fullback, and a sack from behind by Graham. Zach Graham with help from Ripplinger. Because the quarterback ran right into his fullback as he's trying to get outside, which gave Graham enough time to get in and sack him.
Back at the 16-yard line. So
3rd and goal from the 16.
Fantastic defensive play. Northfield runs the ball all the way down the field, gets it 1st and goal on the 10. Incomplete pass, then drops back there to pass and a sack. So now facing 3rd down, and they haven't even ran the ball inside the 10 yet.
Yep. Under 3 to play in the 3rd quarter. Driscoll split left, Pease wide right. Rosen also in the slot to the right side. Clayton Tomlinson under center on 3rd and goal from the 16. Tomlinson back to pass, rolls to the near side. Here comes pressure again, throws in the back of the end zone. It is incomplete. We have 2 bodies collide. Matt Lease and Holmes hit each other. They both go down. No flag. It'll be 4th and goal from the 16.
Looks like their legs got tangled up. Yep. Good no call there. Both of them were looking at the ball. It was overthrown, uncatchable.
Good thing because I think Holmes had about 2 steps on Lease.
He did.
But I don't think he was going to catch that ball. It was a good 5 yards ahead of him.
4th and goal from the 16-yard line.
Zebras need to put about 5 guys spread out on the goal line here because bat the ball down. Don't try to catch it. Don't try to do anything. Just knock it away.
2:37 to play in the 3rd quarter. Rochester up 14-0. Northfield, 4th and goal from the 16-yard line. Tomlinson under center. And now Coach Baker will use a timeout. We'll take a 30. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Shepherd Chevrolet Buick in Rochester treats you like family. Shepherd's offers a wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles to fit your budget. Stop out for your test drive today, online at shepherdsrochester.com. Woodlawn Hospital, offering state-of-the-art care for Fulton County for over 100 years. Woodlawn Hospital is the area's healthcare leader. Comprehensive care from head to toe. Online at woodlawnhospital.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
This set of downs, Northfield looking at 4th and goal from the 16-yard line.
Yeah, definitely a goal line stand for Rochester because it was 1st and 10, 1st and goal.
So after the Northfield timeout, they've got the football at the Rochester 16. They've got to score.
Knock
first downs here.
Knock the ball down.
Tomlinson ready. He's got 2 receivers, as we can see right now. Rosen comes in motion to the near side. Here's a pitch on the reverse. Back to Tomlinson. He throws wide open as Holmes and throws it out of bounds. That play was brilliant. Flips it to Rosen. Rosen then flips it to one of the receivers. The receiver flips it back to Tomlinson. Had Holmes wide open in the back of the end zone and threw it out of the back of the end zone.
What are we doing looking in the backfield? If our DBs, that ball, they can flip it around all they want in the backfield. Nothing gets behind you, and it got behind you still.
Yeah. Yep, we got lucky there. Rochester did. They forced a sack, and made it a long situation on 4th down. That was good, but that last play was just
that was Eagle-esque.
Yeah, that was
the Eagle. Yeah, Eagle. Yeah, there it is. Yep.
1st and 10 for the Zebras in their own 16, up 14-0. We need a firework for that one. Brady Perez hands off to Jackson going right. Isaiah Jackson picking his way through the traffic.
He's got a hole.
Near side, gets a block from the official. Down the Rochester sideline, out of bounds at about the 34.
Hey, that is the first time all year the guys with the stripes gave us a block, and that was fantastic.
That did spring him for a couple of more yards because the defender had him in his sights, and Isaiah Jackson basically ran off the shoulder of the official. The defender ran right into the official. The defender ran right into the official and sprung Jackson for about 5 more yards.
Yeah, 18 on the carry that time for Jackson. The biggest play tonight for Rochester so far on the ground.
Jackson again, left side. Isaiah across the Rochester 35-yard line to the 37. He'll pick up 3 and he'll bring up 2nd down and 7 with 2:15 to play in the 3rd quarter. Rochester leading 14-0.
I'd like to go ahead and set this up. What are we looking at for Prater right now? Carries and yards.
Prater's got 6 carries for 27 yards.
Here it comes.
It's getting late in the football game, and Prater should be good and fresh.
Allen goes wide to the right side. Prater is in the slide to the left side. I-backs for Brady Perez. Dalton is tight right. 2nd and 7 for Rochester at their own 37. Brady takes the snap from Graham. Pitches out to Jackson going right. Cuts it back inside. And he's going to lose yards as there was a bunch of white jerseys in the backfield all alone with Isaiah Jackson. And they're going to lose 2 yards. And that'll bring up 3rd down and about 9. 3rd and 8, I guess. 3rd and 8 for Rochester with 1:20 to play in the 3rd quarter. Rochester up 14-0. Jackson and Abbott in the I formation. Riston tight left. Wilson Dalton tight right. Wide to the right side is Prater. Brady pitches out to Jackson going right. Then hands off to Prater going to the near side. Prater cuts it back into the middle and gets it back to the line of scrimmage. Actually, he's going to lose a yard. It's going to bring up 4th down and 9 as that play went right.
Well, it was
to Prater.
Yeah, it was a reverse from Jackson to Prater, but it got pushed because of Northfield getting pressure inside. It pushed the play backwards, and it was all Prater could do to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Northfield is very well coached on the outside. You can tell the boundary is obviously stressed. Do not give us the outside.
Yeah.
And they are not committing with the outside DBs.
Brady makes that to Brady Perez to kick the ball away from inside his 25. Tomlinson is the receiver. High snap. Brady jumps to get it, brings it down. Another nice booming kick for Brady Perez. Tomlinson under it and takes it at the 30. So Northfield couldn't score in their drive. Good defense held Rochester from scoring. And Rochester kicks it away, and Tomlinson calls for a fair catch at his 31-yard line with 14 seconds to play in the third.
35-yard net punt into the win there. That's a good kick.
Yep, you're right. 14-0, Rochester leading as the time ticking away here in the third quarter. Tomlinson, the quarterback for this half for the Northfield Norse.
Northfield went 16 plays and 80 yards on their last drive and came up empty.
Yeah, that big sack didn't help them, did it?
Right.
Back to passes Tomlinson. Quick hitter to the near side to Pease. Pease lowers his shoulder, carries it across his 40 down to the 41-yard line. Going to be a pickup of about 10.
Riston was turning to run with the receiver. The receiver broke off the route, was wide open, and that's basically like a 10-yard extended run.
Yeah.
There was no one even near him.
That's going to wrap up the third quarter here at Rochester. After 3, the Zebras lead 14-0. You're listening to Rochester Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Evans Agency in Rochester, offering farm liability, farm personal property, and farm outbuilding policies, all customized to fit your insurance needs. Let Judy help you protect all of your possessions. Online at evansagencyrochester.com. The lawyers and staff at Peterson, Wagoner & Perkins LLP are here to provide the highest quality legal and professional service to their clients presently and for the future. See a full list of services online at peterson-wagoner.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
Zebras leading 14-0. And as we go to the fourth, Northfield has it 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line going left. Brad Thomas, Kyle McLaughlin, I'm David Musselman. On the road next week, Battle for the Bell next week at Tippecanoe Valley High School. Driscoll comes wide to the near side. P split right for Tomlinson. The sophomore quarterback up under center with Ripplinger behind him. Back to passes Tomlinson, comes to the near side and is complete to Driscoll. He's hit by Brady Perez and drugged down as the pass takes Northfield out to the 49-yard line, give him 8. It'll be actually giving the 48. It'll be an 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Taking advantage of the Rochester soft defense on the corners.
Tomlinson throws a good ball.
He does.
A great ball.
Rochester giving them 10 yards on the corner, and Northfield's taking the 7 or 8 yard pass.
Pease wide to the right side. Driscoll split to the near side, the short side of the field. Tomlinson under center on 2nd and 3. Back to pass again is Tomlinson. Here comes some pressure. Runs away from Graham. Still running to the right. Throws it into the ground. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 3. Rochester putting a bunch of pressure on Tomlinson to that far side. And Tyler Walker picked up where Zach Graham ended and chased Tomlinson all the way to the Northfield sideline.
I'm very impressed with that play there, though, from Northfield. That's a sophomore quarterback rolling out, throwing the ball into the ground, but he throws it to saying, hey, my tight end's either going to catch it or it's going to be incomplete. We'll live to play another down.
Yeah, right.
For an underclassman at QB, that's an impressive decision making on his part.
Pease and Driscoll wide to the right side for Tomlinson on 3rd and 3 for Northfield at their own 48. Rosen goes in motion right. Back to pass, or actually on the option. And the ball's loose again, and Jackson Johnson picks it up.
Tyler Walker and Wilson Dalton on the stop for Rochester, causing a fumble.
No signal yet.
Single.
Are they going to say that Tomlinson was down? No. Rochester going to get it on the fumble recovery. And Lamb was right there as well to cause the fumble.
I actually didn't want to get that. I wanted him to pitch the ball. I think we would have intercepted the pitch there. And we read that. Yeah. We jumped every part of that play there.
And maybe that's why he didn't pitch it, because he saw that somebody had the pitch man covered.
Yeah, I was hoping.
That's the 4th turnover Rochester's defense has forced tonight. They had 4 turnovers against North Miami last week.
Control the clock, control the ball, put another score in, and this one is in the books.
Well, another score goes greatly into being able to say that, yeah.
So Rochester, after another fumble recovery, takes over at the Northfield 44-yard line, going to our right, leading 14-0 with 11:11 to play in the game. Jackson dots the I. Prater wide to the near side. Perez under center. Dalton is tight right. Brady takes the snap. Gives to Abbott. Out a huge hole over the 40. Across the 35. Down to the 33. First down, Zabers.
Abbott just tripped up by the shoelaces, or he has gone to the house. He didn't get touched until he was 8-9 yards downfield.
That's the most explosiveness I've seen out of him in the last 3-4 weeks. That was a fantastic carry.
That tells me the ankle is getting better. Allen goes split left, which is the wide side of the field. Prater is wide right. Dalton is tight right. I backs for Brady Perez. 1st and 10 to the Northfield 33. Brady to Abbott again. Bryce Abbott falls ahead for a gain of a couple. It'll be 2nd and 8. More importantly, the clock rolls. Rochester leading 14-0.
These upperclassmen on the offensive line, Weaver, the junior, and the rest of them seniors. The seniors have never beaten them, so now's your time to look at each other and say, okay, if we win the offensive line right now, we can win this game.
Give each other a little bit of a challenge.
Did y'all see that? Northfield complaining about Rochester's guys. Rochester's complaining about the Northfield guys, both to the different officials. 2nd and 8. Brady takes a Graham snap. Gives to Prater. Prater gets small, goes sideways through the line of scrimmage, carries the ball hard across the 30, down to the 27, giving 5. Will bring up 3rd down and about 3 for the Rochester Zebras.
I love those players that every time they touch the ball, you hold your breath because you're ready for a touchdown.
Yeah, exactly.
And he is that guy I just love that.
A few years ago, Mac, not probably too far you removed from high school, the Heckathorpe kid, we were kind of like that every time that the punt went in the air. We thought he's returning it to the house because he was that special.
Well, Corbin Wood the last couple of years.
Yeah, you're right. Yep. 3rd and a long 3 for the Rochester Zebras. Ball spot at the 27-yard line. I don't think the stick across the field is in the right spot. Jackson gets the carry going right. Isaiah carries the ball across the Northfield 25. The spot on this side gives him the 22, and that'll be enough. If the spot on this side is correct, it'll be enough for a 1st down, and it is. Giving 5.
It's all about consistency, Muss, and consistently it's been off.
1st and 10 for the Z's at the Northfield 22-yard line. Rochester up 14-0 with 9:15 to play in the football game. Prater split left, wide side of the field. Nick Allen is wide right. Wilson Dalton is tied to the left side. Split backs for Brady Perez. On 1st and 10, here's a snap. Hands off to Abbott. Bryce Abbott goes left, tries to go back to the right, and is going to be stood up. Maybe a 1. Maybe.
Missed the hole. He had a big hole open up to his right side, and he hesitated and went. Well, he hesitated and went right. The hole opened up to his left, and
I don't think he got anything there. It'll be 2nd and 10.
He has to go north and south. That's his game. Once you go east and west, the defense is going to win.
Yep.
B.J. Barnes goes split to the left. He'll be tight to the left side. Dalton is tight right. Power eye right for the Rochester Zebras. Brady Perez on 2nd and 10. Gets a snap from Zach Graham. Now hands off to Jackson. Isaiah Jackson carries it inside the Northfield 20 and is brought down around the 17-yard line. Pickup of about 5. It'll be 3rd and 5 for the Z's with 8 minutes to play in the game. Rochester up 14-0.
Good tackle there by Driscoll, the Northfield linebacker. That's a big tackle, one-on-one with Jackson in the open field, and you drop him.
Jackson approaching 100 yards in the game tonight.
Prater dots the I for Brady Perez on 3rd and 5. Here's a snap. Perez gives to Prater. Prater right side and is tackled forward, is pushed forward across the 15 to the 14.
Come up short.
Picks up 3. It'll be 2nd and 2. Wade Schaefer.
4th and 2.
Wade Schaefer. What'd I say? 2nd and 2?
Yeah, 4th and 2.
4th and 2. Rochester will go for it.
Yep, I think you're going to see Jackson running behind Abbott.
Nick Allen brings the play in from the sideline. Rochester 4th and 2 at the Northfield 14-yard line. 7:10 to play in the game. Rochester leading 14-0. And now we'll go to a 2 tight end straight T backfield. 10 on the play clock. Brady Perez under center from the 14. Takes a snap. Gives to Prater. Prater going left. Cuts it back inside. Woo, baby, that's going to be close. That is going to be close. Yeah, the spot on the near side is the 13. That's not the 12, and I don't know if he got it. I don't know if he had enough to get it.
They're going to mark it short.
I think he's going to be short by a yard.
They're going to measure.
Northfield thinks that they have it by their
confident.
Looking down the yard to the sideline, and I don't think that Rochester got it. I think that they're going to be about a yard short, and Northfield going to get the ball back with 7 minutes to play in the game.
So that opened up for Prater to the outside, but the Northfield defensive end or the corner out there made a great athletic play on Prater and dropped him right at the line.
I'm surprised they ran behind the left side of the offensive line. They typically lean on the right side.
Yeah, that's a good football length short.
Yeah, at least. So first down for Northfield as Rochester turns it over on downs, uses some clock. So with 7 minutes to play in the game, the Zebras leading 14-0. And definitely the passing quarterback, the better of the two, is Tomlinson. However, Fullerson is coming back.
Fullerson, I think, is their option quarterback. He does a really good job of reading his option keys, and he's going to come in and run this.
First down for Northfield. They've got 3 receivers, 2 to the far side of the field, which is the wide side of the field. Driscoll to the near side. Fullerson back in there to play quarterback for Northfield and is under center. Ripplinger behind him. Fullerson takes a snap, 3-step drop, fakes right, throws right, incomplete, intended for Rosen, as he had to pump because Rochester was in there and were jumping as he was getting ready to release the ball.
Was that Lamb who was?
Yeah.
Or Graham maybe.
They also jammed the receiver.
Throwing windows were very, very, very tight. Rochester went bump and run on the receivers, which caused them not to get off the line of scrimmage.
The timing was off.
Yep. I mean, he takes about a 2-step drop, maybe.
Yep.
And again, the Northfield quarterback's doing a good job. If it's not there, throw it in the ground.
Yep. Fullerson ready. 2nd and 10 for Northfield at their own 13-yard line. Fullerson back to pass again. Looks right. Lofts it up to the Northfield sideline. He's got a receiver. It is complete on that far side by Pease. And Pease takes it out to his 36-yard line. 1st and 10 for Northfield.
Riston did not get his head around, did not know where the ball was. The receiver came back, jumped up, caught the ball. That's a big completion to get him out.
23
yards.
1st and 10 for Northfield, and Riston's coming out of the game. Northfield quickly on the ball. Clock rolls with 6:40 to play in the game. Rochester up 14-0. Fullerson under center. Threw a really nice ball there. Taking a lot of time. Ducks up under center with 9 on the play clock. Takes a snap. Gives to the fullback, Ripplinger. Ripplinger ahead for a couple. Rochester pushes him back. He gets it out to the Rochester 39. Give him 3.
Wow,
it'll be 2nd and 7.
Got a really good spot on that.
Throw the flag, you mean? Challenge a spot?
Yeah. I didn't think he had more than 2. They gave him 3.
Clock rolls, 6:10 to play, and they huddle up. Pease wide right, Driscoll split to the near side. Ripplinger, also Rosen comes to the near side as well for Fullerson. Ripplinger, the fullback in the game for Northfield. Fullerson back to pass. Looks right, throws right, hit as he throws. Good heavens, what's he throwing that to?
Threw that into the bleachers. But boy, he was drilled right as he threw the football.
Tyler Walker, the one who lowered the boom on him. It'll be 3rd and 7. That throw was impressive.
60 yards in the air, too.
I think it hit lane 4 on the track. 3rd and 7 for Northfield with 5:48 to play in the football game. Rochester up 14-0. Ball spotted at the Northfield 39-yard line. Fullerson under center for the Norse. Ripplinger behind him. Back to pass, rolls to the near side. He's got some time to throw it. Throws it to the Rochester sideline. It is complete to Holmes. Holmes brings it down to the Rochester 32. How about that pitch and catch?
37.
I'm sorry, 37.
Taylor Johnson there on the coverage. He did get his head around.
It was a good throw.
Yeah, just
right over Johnson's head, and right before he went out of bounds. He just kind of dropped it in the bucket.
24 yards on that pickup.
First down for Northfield to the Rochester 37. 5:41 to play in the game. Rosen and Pease goes wide to the right side for Northfield. Driscoll split left for Fullerson.
Rochester's got 2 assignments. Stop Northfield and keep the clock running.
Fullerson rolls right, hits as he throws. It is complete to the far side. It looks complete here. Nope, he was out of bounds.
Wow, it's close.
Nick Allen was on the coverage, and the only thing that Northfield didn't get there was a 1 yard wider field, or than another completed pass.
Right.
Rochester should look into, I don't know if they have any like too deep coverage, but if you would give help to the outside boundaries, they're not looking right over the middle of the field. You would have safety help behind the DB, and you can swat that down or even potentially pick it off. But Northfield's not looking to the middle of the field at all right now. Everything's the outside.
Northfield still in the huddle with 9 on the play clock. Now with 7 as they break. They're going to have to hurry. Now with 4, with 3, with 2, with 1. They got it off. I don't know how, because
there's the pressure. And there's
Isaiah Jackson just about picked it off.
And they probably could have threw an interference call on Northfield as they were grabbed a hold of Jackson's arm as he was trying to make a move to the ball. No call.
I'm not sure how the play, first of all, got off because there was zeros on the clock.
Yep.
And then Jackson probably shouldn't have had an interception if it wasn't for
the holding.
Linebackers were able to deepen up there, so they were able to see the whole play set up in front of them. But that could have easily been a pick 6.
3rd and 10 for Northfield at the Rochester 37. 5.5 minutes to play in the game. Rochester up 14-0. Fullerson gives underneath to.
Oh, he almost coughed it up. He lost his helmet, though.
Holmes lost the ball on the way to the 30-yard line and somehow grabbed it. And now Northfield is going to take.
Well, Holmes has to come out of the game because he lost his helmet.
Oh, okay. Didn't see that, I guess.
Yeah.
So it'll be 4th and a long 2 for Northfield at the Rochester 30-yard line. That just about was another big turnover by Northfield.
Receiving a few messages. King and Queen again. King was Bryce Lehman. Who was the?
Grace
Stakey. 4th and 2. Fullerson. Back to pass. Rolls right. He's got a receiver in the flat. It is complete. Complete to Pease. He dodges one tackler looking for the end zone. Touchdown. Northfield. 4th down and 2. They go for a 30-yard touchdown.
A couple of missed passes or missed tackles in there, but Fullerson gets the 30-yard pass for the touchdown, and you know the onside kick is coming with 4:49 left in the game.
Okay.
Unbelievable throw to put that on the money with the sideline and give him the ability to turn up the field and run after the catch.
Pease has got 5 receptions for 84 yards and now a touchdown.
They going for 2?
Yeah.
I don't think the kicker made the bus. I don't care what anybody says.
No, he's going to kick.
Okay.
He's going to kick.
41-8.
Because I would think you would go for 2 on the next score.
North Miami leads Casson 41-8. Holmes to kick for Northfield. It's 14-6. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is away, and it is good. 14-7 Rochester. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV 4.
Wow.
Northfield on the board.
Yeah, that time they took 9 plays, went 87 yards, and Fullerson hits Pease for a 30-yard touchdown pass. That time Pease broke a couple of tackles along the sideline and got a great block right there about the 10-yard line to spring him into the end zone. And now it's 14-7, and the onside kick is on its way.
Yeah, Coach Hooker expecting that. Hands teams up, I believe.
He's got 10 players within 10 at the 10-yard line.
I just don't think it'll happen.
Now Whitco converted one of these on us with a
yes, you're right.
Like a misdirection kick. You had one guy run into the ball, runs by it, and another guy kicked the ball. So they do have all 3 timeouts.
I think with 4:49 left in the game and you're down 1 score, yeah, this is almost a given here.
4:49 to play in the game. 14-7 Rochester, and the Zebras hopefully getting the ball back here shortly.
Corey leads Wabash 21-15 with 9 minutes to go. Valley leads Manchester 27-25 with 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Southwood 49-0 over Whitco. Pioneer 48-6 over Triton with 4 minutes to go.
Holmes ready. Holmes.
Pooch kick.
Yep, but right to Prater. Prater at the 30, the 35, look out. At the 40, the 45, and spun down right there. That was a dangerous kick. Not only did they pooch it, but they kicked it right to 20.
And you had 10 guys in front of him to set up a wall, and they just about got her accomplished.
And the field position is almost the same as if they would have done it onside. So I don't understand that. If you're going to pooch it there, pooch it away from him.
Rochester's been punt and turned it over on downs, so they need to put together a 4-minute drive here.
But they start this series in pretty good field position. First and 10 at their 45. Isaiah Jackson and Bryce Abbott in the backfield of the I. Brady ready. Perez takes a snap, hands off to Jackson going right. Northfield blows up the line of scrimmage. Jackson fortunate to make something out of nothing as he gets it out to the 49. Give him 4, it'll be 2nd and 6.
Hard-earned 4 yards, but that's
and the clock rolls.
That's the perfect number you need right there, 4 yards.
Second down and 6 for Rochester at their 49. Northfield has 2 timeouts. Thank you, Val.
Yeah, Rochester going to let this play clock run under 10.
And we're down to 12. Down to going to be under 4 minutes to play in the game once Brady Perez takes the snap. There's a snap. There's the pitch to Jackson going left. Isaiah Jackson hit hard right at midfield. Not a lot there.
Maybe got a yard.
Maybe. Give him midfield. It'll be 3rd
really
and 6.
Needs to pick up a first down here if they can.
And I hike that ball with 1 on the clock. I bleed it all the way down as low as I can.
Well, no more yardage than they're picking up. They about have to. It's going to be, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6. We really need to try and get this first down if we're going to run this clock out.
3.5 minutes to play in the game. Rochester up 14-7. They have 3rd and 5 at midfield. Down to 7 on the play clock. Perez under center with 4, with 3. Here's a snap. Back to passes Perez. Brady looking, stops, sets up. Now tucks and runs, and he's going to be sacked.
Lose yardage. Well, I don't know what happened to our rushing offense, but without the mix-up between Prater and Jackson, without mixing that back and forth, we've lost one dimension in our rushing game.
Northfield uses their 2nd timeout of the game. We'll take a 30. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV 4.
Central of Farmersburg leads Mechanical 14-12 at halftime.
Welcome back to Rochester High School. Rochester after the Northfield timeout. Looking at 4th down and about 11 as Brady Perez sacked on a 6-yard loss just a moment ago.
They're going to give the ball back to Northfield with 3 minutes to go in the football game, and Rochester leading just by a touchdown.
Tells you how good of a team Northfield is, though. They've committed 4 turnovers tonight, and here they are getting the ball with a chance to tie or win the game.
The last time they had the ball, they went 87 yards in 9 plays. That's 8 yards a carry.
Perez to punt. Hoppert back deep. Good snap. Good kick. High kick. Hopper comes over and is hit as soon as he catches the ball by Prater. So Hoppert grabs the punt at the 25, and that's where he's tackled.
Risky play there to even try to catch that ball. Did a good job, though. I mean, he did catch it and probably saved another 10 or 15 yards.
At least, yeah.
That ball was going to bounce, hit him deeper.
Rochester's defense has been challenged at every way you could conceivably challenge them tonight, and they've only given up 1 score. But boy, it's been edge of your seat kind of football game.
1st and 10 for Northfield at their 26-yard line. Rochester up by a touchdown with under 3 minutes to play in the game. Fullerson under center. Takes a snap, rolls right, it's got some blockers, comes back across the field. It is incomplete. Nick Allen almost picks it off. But it's going to be incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
If that football if he's able to plant his foot and throw a good ball, that receiver's wide open. He was behind Allen on the rollout.
2:51 to play in the game. Rochester up 14-7. Northfield 2nd and 10 at their 26-yard line. 3 receivers for Fullerson. 2 to the wide side of the field, 1 to the near. Fullerson on 2nd and 10. On the option. Oh, geez.
Nobody there.
Gives to Ripplinger, and Ripplinger carries it across to his 35-yard line to the 36. That's going to be probably enough for a Northfield first down, maybe just shy. It will be just shy. Third. What? No way. He was short.
Now they're going to say it's 30.
He was short of the line to gain, and the official, not even measuring, just gives him the first down. That's not good. 1st and 10. Fullerson back to pass. Looks right, throws right. It is intended for Pease, and it goes out of bounds on the Northfield sideline. Incomplete. 2:19 to play in the game.
With these quick step drops, and you can't get pressure on the quarterback, Rochester needs to start getting their hands up on the defensive line, maybe looking to deflect or swat one down.
Yep, at least get a hand in his passing lane so he can't see.
2nd and 10 for Northfield at their 36-yard line. Pease and Rosen goes wide to the right side. Fullerson under center. 2:19 to play in the football game. Rochester up 14-7. Back to passes for Fullerson. Rolls to the right. Down the field. Throws into coverage and picks it off. Justin Riston with the pick, and the Zebras take over after the interception.
Out of bounds. Out of bounds.
Wow. So it was out of bounds when Riston picked it off. It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Northfield Norsemen.
So it just looks like Rochester had their 5th turnover and maybe one to save the game. It comes back.
Rochester fans come to their feet. 3rd and 10 for Fullerson. Back to pass. 2-step drop on the near side. Incomplete. Off the helmet of the receiver. Straight up in the air. Unfortunately for Rochester, Nick Allen couldn't find it. It'll be 4th and 10. Nick Allen catches that.
House on. Yeah.
That's a house call. Running straight to the fireworks show.
That's the direction. You're right. 4th and 10 for Northfield. 2:08 to play in the game. The Zebras leading 14-7. Brad Thomas, Kyle McLaughlin. I'm David Musselman. Northfield at their own 36-yard line.
Coming down to this one. 4th down.
4th and 10. Ripplinger behind Fullerson. Back to pass, rolls right. Here comes some pressure. Fullerson throws it across his body. It is complete to Pease.
Oh, was it out of bounds? Somewhere he went out of bounds.
Progress.
Giving 11.
First down.
And another Northfield first down.
And this is an old hook-out timing pattern. He throws it. The receiver hasn't even broke yet. The old Peyton Manning to Marvin Harrison throw on a Friday night from the Northfield Norsemen.
2 minutes to play in the game. He goes at and the clock rolls. 1st and 10. Back to Fullerson. Rolls on the near side. Throws it to the Rochester sideline. Brady Perez right there. Oh! Right through his hands. Incomplete. Brady Perez will dream about that one tonight.
He is a third baseman by trade. However, that was right in the breadbasket.
That was pretty tough looking back over his shoulder, running away from him.
A minute 45 to play in the game. 2nd and 10 for Northfield at their own 47-yard line. Rochester up 14-7.
It's not supposed to be
hanging
easy.
on.
Not supposed to be easy.
Fullerson brings the club to the line of scrimmage. Northfield has 1 timeout left. Down to 8 on the play clock. Fullerson under center with 5. Takes a snap. Hands off underneath to Rosen. Rosen's got a first down. Rosen takes the ball inside Rochester territory down to the 39, and he's hurt. Rosen is hurt. He has not gotten up yet. Northfield's going to have a first down with 100 seconds to play in the game. And we're going to take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC. Nope. He was in a lot of pain, and he just jumps up and walks off the field.
Was that all just to stop the clock?
Yeah, well, that was only on defense.
Yeah, it stopped the clock.
Minute 35 to play in the game. 1st and 10 for Northfield at the Rochester 39. Fullerson rolls on the near side to pass again. He's got some time to throw. There he's hit over the head of everyone. And it's going to be 2nd and 10. He is hit hard by Wilson Dalton as he throws.
And that could have been offensive interference. The receiver's 8 yards down the field, extends his arm, pushes off, and falls down. He sought the contact from the DB there.
And did a LeBron flop? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, he did a LeBronski flop.
Minute 26 to play in the game. 2nd and 10 for Northfield at the Rochester 39. The Zebras up 14-7. Fullerson ready. Back to pass again. Rolls to the near side. Fakes, pumps, hit as he throws down the field. Brady Perez there again. Complete by Northfield.
At the 5-yard line.
Went over the hands of Nick Allen. I thought Brady Perez was going to pick it up, and the receiver caught it at the Rochester 5.
35-yard pass play. Does that Pease?
No, it was not. 83.
I don't even know who that is.
Unbelievable.
And now Rochester will take a timeout. It's going to be 1st and goal for Northfield at the Rochester 5 when we come back. A minute 17 to play. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV 4. Back at Rochester High School, well, after the big, sometimes better be lucky than good pass from the quarterback Fullerton, gets Northfield down to the 5.
Forsyth made a great catch for Northfield. Out-battled Allen and Perez.
1st and goal for Northfield at the Rochester 5-yard line. Fullerton under center. Ripplinger gets the carry going left. Actually, Fullinger holds on to it, takes it left, stops shy of the goal line. He does pick up about 3. It'll be 2nd goal from the 2. 2nd and goal for Northfield at the 2. We're down to a minute to play in the game. Rochester by 7.
Now you know it's Ripplinger.
There's a fumble. Watch snap. Fullinger falls on it. Clock rolls. Northfield has 1 timeout left, and Coach Baker will use that right now. 47 seconds to play in the game. It's going to be 3rd and goal for Northfield at the Rochester 3-yard line. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV 4.
Oh, yeah.
Wabash is taking a 28-21 lead over.
Back at Rochester High School, after the botched snap for Northfield, Rochester looking at, Northfield looking at 3rd and goal from the 3. Rochester up 14-7. The Fulton Road Star Driving School postgame show coming up after this one here on WROI. 3rd and goal from the 3 for Northfield. Northfield has just used their final timeout. And if this doesn't go to 21, I'll be shocked.
Right, he hasn't had a run for less than 3 yards all night.
Fullerton Pitches out to Rosen going right. Rosen turns the corner, looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Northfield.
Rosen gets around the corner for 3 yards.
Coach is holding up one.
1 point away from tying this game up.
I thought for sure they'd go for 2, but he's holding up 1.
42 seconds to play in the game. It's 14-13, and here comes the extra point.
Northfield with 13 unanswered points here in the fourth quarter.
And again, Brad said 21 hadn't been held for under 3 yards all night. I think if you go for 2 here and give it to him, it's almost automatic.
Holmes, the kicker. Here comes the fake. And Rochester, Thornton throws in the end zone. Yeah! Rochester! Go down by Rochester! The Northfield Norse fake the kick.
Yep,
and his neighbors turn it over.
Taylor Johnson intercepts it in the end zone for the touchback on the extra point.
But the kickoff is coming. The Zebras stop Northfield from a 2-point conversion, a faked extra point. It looked like the Boise State play where the holder caught it behind his back, handed it off to Fullerton, who threw it in the end zone, threw it right to Taylor Johnson.
The fumble-rooski is what they call that, and it didn't work. But why? Why get tricky there? I mean, thank you for doing it, but hand the ball to your running back and right up the gut, and it's going to be there. But, hey, again, when sometimes you try to outthink the play call,
I think Rochester was kind of ready for that.
Yeah, we had pressure on the guy trying to throw the football. That's why it was a wobbly wounded duck floating in the air.
Not to sound negative, but that might have been the best pass defense all night.
Yeah. 41.4 seconds to play in the game. Rochester leads 14-13. The onside kick is coming. Northfield is out of timeouts.
Yeah, all we got to do is fall on this and take a knee.
Walker,
sounds simple.
Graham, Lease, Abbott, Jackson, all on the front line. Allen, Riston, Johnson.
The coach wants him to kick it towards him. He's calling for it over there, towards their sideline.
Here we go. The onside kick coming.
Oh, they're offsides.
Rochester gets the onside kick. There was no flag.
They were offsides.
No flag on the play, but Rochester fields the onside kick. 1 snap, maybe 2, and this one's going to be over. What a dandy.
Wow, we knew it would be good. We didn't know it would be this good.
I don't know. Anybody see about that?
Tarrant.
Gary and Tarrant grabs the onside kick. And Rochester will line up in the victory formation and probably take 1 for sure, maybe 2 snaps, and this will be over. Brady Perez.
Slows up to 40 on the last play. In other words, make sure it's under 40 on the clock.
Takes a snap, kneels down. We're down to 38 seconds, and Rochester will not have to take another snap.
Northfield can't stop the clock. They're out of timeouts.
Rochester wins the homecoming game 2018, and it was a dandy. 14-13. The Fulton Roadstar Driving School postgame show is coming up next on 92.1 at WROI.
Yeah, that one's on the Northfield coach.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
I think you take the tie.
Jeez.
The way they've been moving the football.
I was like, go Toucan, nice. But I'm just stupid. I didn't realize.